Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another crypto video. And today we're back with a breaking crypto news update. We have some very interesting news regarding the crypto prices and also just some general crypto news that I think you guys are going to get really excited about. Having said that, guys, I think a lot of people are not going to be getting a notification for this video. So make sure you press the like button to make sure it shows it to multiple different videos. And also guys, make sure you check if you have the notification bell on and check if you are still subscribed to the channel. Having said that, let's dive right into the crypto news that we have for today. I am hoping that everything is good. Yes, okay, I was quickly checking if my head was in the screen again or not, but I think we're all good to go. So a couple of interesting things are about to happen and are happening right now. So as I've said before, guys, we open up a short position over on Bybit exactly when 38.7, I think, $1,000 was hit. Our best chance would have actually been at 39.2, but hey, you can't have the best of it all, right? So we open up our short position that is right now at about a 6.5%, I guess, profit. But again, since it's 15 times leverage over on Bitcoin, we're at about 100% profit, meaning we've about doubled our money on that trade. I've already told you guys exactly what our plans were for XRP as well, as it's basically the same type of scenario. We open up a short position right here at about 62.80, and we're taking that one down. Right now, that would also be about, let's quickly check it out, guys, about a 6% profit or so. With our XRP trades, we only do times 10 leverage, which would be about 60% profit on that trade right there, which is juicy. But what are we expecting? What is happening? Well, in about 15 minutes from now, the S&P is going to open, and the stock market in the US is just going to get lively again. Now, right now, the majority of these numbers are looking very negative. S&P at minus 1.5, NASDAQ as minus 3 again. And if you've been checking Twitter, you'll also notice that, oh boy, are things kind of scary. I mean, take a look at this. PayPal stock was down 25%. A lot of other stock was down 20, 15, 25. And you can see here, even Facebook stock. Look at what happened. Look at what happened right here. Yeah, this was definitely peculiar. It went from $330 to about $250 in the span of an hour or so. This is monstrous what happened just here. Then again, guys, remember for yourself, whenever these things happen to the NASDAQ index, it usually translates a little bit to the crypto markets. And I believe that right now, Bitcoin is in a predicament, so to speak, while the S&P over a 15-minute time frame here, and actually over the last couple of days, looks rather positive, which is funny. It's just the pre-hours right now that for the S&P look negative, but if you look over a little bit of a longer term here, you really can't say that the S&P is in a bad spot, right? Just looking from a 15-minute perspective. And even right now, with the expectation of the S&P falling right here, it doesn't necessarily have to do so. But the S&P and Bitcoin have lost their correlation. We talked about it yesterday when the Bitcoin price basically was going down whilst the S&P was going up quite drastically, which I think is because the Bitcoin price was also following NASDAQ. But right now, over the next couple of minutes, Bitcoin is going to be breaking out on a very, very short term yet again. I'm just watching this as it's interesting to see how Bitcoin will react to the S&P opening and, of course, how Bitcoin is going to react to the NASDAQ, which again, we can kind of pull up here if we would like. NASDAQ. Let's quickly, I guess, just open this one up. Let's quickly take a little bit of a look. Why might US stock data look different? Well, because there's time zones attached to it. So let's quickly take a little bit of a look at this. We have to quickly see exactly where it was. This is at the UTC plus 4. Okay. So let's quickly see, all right? It is, yeah, so we're already seeing a pretty interesting jump. So over the time frame yesterday, let's quickly check this out. Yesterday was the 2nd of February. Yes, I believe so. Sometimes forget what day it is. We can actually see that over the 2nd of February, even the NASDAQ here actually had a really positive day. If we look at the actual numbers, it went up, right? I mean, let's look at the end of February. Yeah, it went up. There's no debate about that. Generally speaking, the price went up. It's right now that we're already noticing a jump towards the downside, a pretty drastic jump in this sense as well. As it's already open, I believe. Yeah, this one opened a lot earlier. And so from that perspective, we can learn more if we want to. I do believe that we're going to see some inverse correlation going on. And it could honestly be so that this is going to be the final moment where stocks are going to plummet and do pretty damn crazy while Bitcoin actually comes back up, as they're right now it's looking like a little bit of an inverse correlation, right? As again, the Bitcoin price went down when NASDAQ and all the other things were going up yesterday, for example. And today, NASDAQ and stuff are going to fall like crazy. So it wouldn't be too surprising if all of a sudden we see a crazy bullish rebound or bullish comeback. However, we got to keep it in the back of our heads. The narrative right now is bearish for Bitcoin, XRP, and everything like that. And so our our short position was definitely the best out there. And remember, guys, we have the short position open also as a hedge. So if you do not have a short position open, no worries. But check back my video where I talked about the best hedge in the crypto market. And if you have the short position open right now, I still don't think it's actually a crazy thing. Mostly because, well, if we go back up, the majority of our altcoins are going to pay off for all the losses that we make times 10 on our short, basically. I got to remind you guys real quick. We have, let's say there's a portfolio for $1 million, right? Hypothetically speaking. If we go up, if the crypto market goes up, this $1 million with all the altcoins that we have in there will most likely tenfold rather quickly, like a snap. However, if we go down, it'll also hurt quite significantly. So to kind of counter that, we have a short position open worth, for example, $10,000 with leverage turning into, let's say, $100,000. So every time that goes down, we're basically making the money back partially that we were losing if the prices went down. And again, you might say, oh, but if the prices go up, then I might lose out on my short position. Yes, but hopefully with the way that which you've structured yourself and looked at the risk profile, basically, the money that you're making when things go up will be more significant than what you lose from the short position when the prices go up. But I digress, right? So things are rather interesting as of this point, as things are looking very negative, but there could be a crazy breakout in a very short term here, which I'm just quickly warning you guys of. And the only problem is, guys, I am not buying and going long on this bottom. It might be something that a couple of my friends are doing right now. I've actually heard multiple people talk about it. But the reason I'm not doing that actually is because I said before, right now there's a bearish narrative. It is too risky to open up a juicy long position right now. So I'm keeping my short until we get a breakout that's confirmed, and then I'll open my long and basically trade in my short for a long position, because at that point it is supposedly better, basically. But let's put that all aside. Let's quickly dive into some news. So I already briefly covered it, but Google is looking to help build Web3 blockchain products, Alphabet CEO. I noticed that a couple of people in the comment section were being very negative about what I was saying. I gotta remind you guys, I am not negative on crypto. I'm a big holder and I'll keep holding this for as long as I can think of. Why? Well, because I believe in the technology and I know that almost every single company out there will eventually get into it, or at least into this sector. So it's not as if I'm bearish. And if I'm talking about a short position, it's a short-term thing. So Fidelity, also one of the biggest asset managers, has actually been buying Bitcoin or getting into Bitcoin since 2014, they just announced. But here it was. We're seeing institutional demand for ETH. We will add it to our platform as well. Just understand, guys, it's going to expand. It's going to expand. It's going to expand. Right now, we're still at the infancy stage of all this crypto stuff. It's going to expand like crazy. In the same sense, the U.S. Federal Reserve is making some analysts bullish on Bitcoin again. Well, what just came out as well, guys? What just came out? Let's take a little bit of a look at this. So a lot of people over on Twitter are going really crazy about the news out there. What is the news? Let's see if I can find a easy statement. No. All right. Here, I guess we go. No, there's no easy statement out there. I had a very easy statement about it over on my own Twitter. If we can quickly go ahead and check that one out. Because basically what happened in the U.S. is regarding to the tax laws for U.S. citizens regarding crypto. If I can quickly find it. Yeah, we also have some other juicy news. Disney hiring an NFT expert. Very interesting. Here we go. This is actually massive. In win for crypto stakers, the IRS says untraded tokens are free, tax-free, right? So what does that mean? Well, a couple of different people have posted their opinions and their thoughts. A decision to refund taxes paid on staking rewards could have large implications for how proof-of-stake miners and stakers are taxed in the future. Critical, a decision. Now, guys, over on this channel, we pay very close attention to the details of whatever news is coming out there. Make sure you press the like button for that, because I'm about to tell you something that a lot of these people over on YouTube are not going to tell you. Please, guys, make sure you press that like button if you appreciate the honest approach, because I already know I could get a lot more clicks if I structure it a little bit differently or fake hype with something. But I'm going to tell you guys exactly what this means and exactly why it's a 50-50. Watch. So it says right here, a decision, it's critical, to refund taxes paid on staking rewards could have large implications for how proof-of-stake miners and stakers are taxed in the future in the US. So let's quickly take a little bit of a look at this, right? Everybody on Twitter was saying, crypto taxes in the US, crypto is not going to be taxed in the US, blah, 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 all these fake articles. Wrath of Kahneman has shared something for Ripple. Not Ripple. It was successfully argued in the US, again, argued, that tokens attained through proof of stake protocols are taxpayer created property and should not be taxed until sold or exchanged. So that's a little good news. Also makes staking a tax-free compounder, which is good. He says, also, I don't follow ETH that closely, but could this give ETH more legs versus non-POS change, even if it is slower and more expensive just because of the tax break of proof of stake? Something to think about. Jeremy Hogan replied to one of the guys that said, I shouldn't be taxed when I create new tokens through staking. The law on newly created property is clear, but the IRS hasn't been, and that's why I sued. Here's my statement on the case. Josh sued, I'm not sure if he sued the IRS or who exactly he sued, but he's the one that got this settlement because they basically agreed with him on this specific point that he went on. So Jeremy is saying, hero, because he didn't just accept the easy way out. Check out his thread below. Check this out for yourself, and I'll most likely cover it a little bit deeper in detail later. Josh said, at first glance, I got what seemed like great news. The IRS offered me a tax refund, indicating the government didn't want to defend the position that the tokens I created through staking were taxable income. But I refused the offer because I know that until my case receives an official ruling, I have no certainty they won't try to tax me again. Let's quickly see if he actually wrote more underneath this. As of this point, he has not done so. So I think there's actually more to this story. I know there's more to the story, but I'm not sure he actually posted more about it just quite yet. Most likely he'll do so a little bit later. So we'll look out for that. But when I was checking through Twitter, I noticed, hey, James says, it'll be interesting to see what opinions and analysis companies like TaxBit have over the new news in the next few days. TaxBit has said, headlines without proper context can lead folks down a dangerous path. Short answer, it looks as if the resolution in this case is a settlement between the two parties and not actually an official ruling from the court. So more is to come most likely from Seth the Taxman and TaxBit SMEs. So it'll come out. But as of this point, it is not completely clear that everybody's going to be in the clear forever or so. We are all going off one article that's basically driving everything from one person, from one case, basically. Now, it's a little bit difficult to actually get into this and see whether or not this is going to be official law from here on forward, as apparently a representative from the IRS has also declined to comment about it. And so it's been a short-term decision for a very long-term issue, but it's for one specific complaint as far as I know. So an offer of a settlement is not the same as a binding precedent, according to tax and public policy experts. So make sure you understand that this is not official rules for everybody just quite yet. We have seen some signs that it might get there, but it's not. Key. Again, in a win for crypto stakers and miners, the IRS offered a refund to the couple taxes paid on a reward gained, but not redeemed from staking on the Tezos blockchain, according to people familiar with the matter. Official court filings were made public on Thursday, indicating that a bench trial is set for March 2023, unless the case is settled following the conclusion of discovery process in mid-March of this year. So, once more, understand it properly, all right? Understand it properly, understand it properly, understand it properly. Now, it's still bullish news, though, regardless of how you see it, because the tax guys, I guess, were also thinking, we just want to kind of get rid of this because we don't have the answer right now, which, again, you can see as a good thing. Then again, the most important decision is going to be in the next couple of minutes as the S&P opens up, and we're going to be watching this unfold. But I think for right now, we are good enough to, I guess just, yeah, I'm thinking, do I have the S&P here as well? I do. I would say I think we're good enough to just assume that things are going to be going downhill quite severely for the S&P. It's opening up in 10 seconds, though, so I kind of want to see how this is going to go. I'm thinking it's going to be a pretty big gap towards the downside here. Let's quickly check it out. How big the gap will be. Let's see how this is going to turn out. Ooh. Okay, it was even a more severe gap than I would have expected. Yeah. So now let's watch and see how Bitcoin reacts to this. But you guys know my scenarios, right? We're staying negative. We're keeping our short position open until the obvious, what's it called, turnaround is proven. Because right now we're going off an inverse correlation for what we've seen the last 2 days. But it could be that because these stocks are going to push through so negatively for the next couple of hours at least, that Bitcoin is also going to keep continuing on with this narrative. As right now we're still playing on within our little triangle here. It's kind of funny how we push the upside down to the bottom side. Let's see how this continues on. And again, if the bullish scenario takes over, the inverse correlation keeps playing out. We're opening up a long position. But right, ooh, hey. Very interesting. Very interesting. I think a lot of people are on the same conclusion that I'm on. So I'm just going to stop the recording right now, post this video as soon as possible, and share this, guys. Share this, share this, share this, as everybody needs to know about these details that they're not trying to share with you.